more than others, but that I think is also key because it means they have a lot of years left. They have a lot of years to make even more films, and for a film like Backrooms, or actually more so Obsession, he's just made now, and by the end of his run, he'll have made well over 150 to 200 times his budget. So if he's able to do something similar in the future, he can make as many movies as he wants.
Yeah, and like, let's look at things right now. All right, this year, Project Hail Mary, made by people that Lucasfilm fired. Okay, huge hit.
That's right.
The Mario Galaxy movie might hit $1 billion. It's going to be very, very close. Michael is going to probably give it the same type of run. I think Michael will hit $1 billion. It's ahead of
Japan. Yeah, it's a bigger factor than I even thought at first.
Yeah. So you got Michael and the Mario movie hitting $1 billion. You got Project Hail Mary, runaway success of the year. Now you've got these YouTuber movies that are blowing up at the box office. And I'm sharing my screen. With all of that, Disney has no one to blame but themselves. In a shocking turn of events, The Mandalorian Grogu becomes the first Star Wars live-action debut to lose the top spot at the U.S. box office in less than a week in history.
Surprise.
In less than a week. Star Wars is beyond repair. It's dead. It is beyond saving.
Historic. It's gonna lose today as well. It lost yesterday to Obsession. It's gonna lose again today to Obsession as well.
Yep.
Absolutely. Another first for Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. And right here, if the Mandalorian
First to lose money, but yeah.
If the Mandalorian Grogu fails to attract more families than Solo this weekend, and for some reason its percent comes in the negative 60s, it could become the only Star Wars live action that fails to hit 200 million at the U.S. box office. That is crazy. As of Wednesday, Mando is running 10.6 million behind Solo at the same point.
Without
looking at that, looking at the numbers that Mando is doing. By the way, Mando has not reported today.
Yep.
So far, which is really telling.
To be fair, he could have went out for cigarettes. So.
I think they're looking behind the sofa for cash. You know, I think they're looking at throw thing, but it's on the same kind of trajectory as Solo, and Solo did a drop of 65% on its first week. So it's looking like Mando could very much do the same numbers, and if it does, it's not hitting 400 million. It's not going to be
Solo didn't hit that either. It basically
393 for Solo. Yeah.
I think this hits probably 300, 350 at this point.
You know, there's a number of things that I like about this comparison with these more independent films, and the biggest one that I like is that it's really demonstrating that we do not need Hollywood. You know, when Hollywood, it can crash and burn, and we will still get good films because there are people with actual talent that want to make good films, and they don't need insane.
I thought we already knew this, that we didn't need Hollywood
budgets to be able to produce them now, and then when it's on a fair playing field, right? Merit rises to the surface. The best films actually word of mouth spreads, and they can compete. And on top of all that, what I also love about this is that this is these creators. I haven't seen this film, but it really sounds like these films are the genuine expression of these creators without any Hollywood kind of micromanaging boxes to be ticked or anything like that. It's just they're making a film, and also being outside of the Hollywood system, they're not locked into the guilds and working with all, you know, the people that are part of the unions and things like that. And it's like the Emperor's got no clothes. They're just really exposing that you do not need Hollywood to make good films at this point. So Hollywood could friggin' jump off a cliff.
Or we look at it from the other side. It's Hollywood needs to
out for so long. They kept talent out, and there's so much talent on YouTube now. YouTube, you guys are the new independent filmmakers. Yeah. And that's why you guys may not know this, but from, you know, I've worked mainstream. God knows I'm Canadian. I'm not anywhere near the Hollywood system. But they actually have a job at each studio to watch YouTube, to find the next one of you, like Lights Out. Oh my God. The dick hard around the industry. If you can make $1 million or an under $1 million horror movie that's profitable, that is the dream. That's something Jason Blum has been wanting to do for a long time. And you can almost hear the fucking champagne popping from Vancouver. Jason's so happy. finally got his dream, and there's going to be greenlit probably 10, 20 already under 1 million new horror films.
Yeah, and one sad thing I think a lot of people don't really know about studio movies is you may be hired as a director, but you're not actually doing the job. You're sitting in the chair who can allow you, but there's other people that come in and they're like, well, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. And then maybe you're like, oh, that's a cool A-list actor. I can say action and cut for him most of the time, but they don't actually allow you to do anything like that. One of the movies that you really saw that in was Spider-Man 3. Like, you could see that Sam Raimi was literally fighting with the studio the entire time. So then who did they hire for Spider-Man movies after that? Hell, no Sam Raimi, no big names like that, because they can't control them, which is going to be interesting for you streamers because you guys can't be controlled. Your authenticity is your brand. And now you're going into the Hollywood system. I hear, what's his face? Obsession is getting a $10 million budget, pre-approved, and he's getting whatever movie. But
it's called Anything But Ghosts.
And it's going to be a movie. So how is he going to maintain his voice? Is he going to be able to be like Ty West and tell them, hey, this is my vision and this is what you're going to do? Or is he going to get chewed up like so many great filmmakers? Like the guys on Daredevil, they're some of the best filmmakers we've ever seen. But we've all seen Daredevil and we're like, what the fuck happened? Right? Because they're great.
That's
their filmography, really.
Yeah.
That's what worries me is that I hate to be kind of the bearer of bad news here, but once Hollywood starts pouring money into things and starts controlling, like, hey, show up to this party and, you know, introduce you to this person and, hey, remember, this is the opinion that's approved. And you start getting part of that culture. And we are right now in the middle of this big controversy with the Odyssey, the most powerful man in Hollywood who's never really done anything woke, suddenly gives us Black Helen of Troy. You're like, how does this world is so corrupt? Right? You know, and so you've got these young filmmakers that are going to be ushered into Hollywood, and you do have to worry about that, of like, what's the next step going to be?
I think that there are going to obviously be some of these, you know, independent creators that are going to basically just take the money from Hollywood and from the mainstream and run. But the reason why they became so successful was because they were doing something fresh and unique and special, and people on, let's say, YouTube are offering alternatives to Hollywood's Marxist swap. And so if they are going to sort of go into Hollywood, there's just going to be other creators that follow them and that are independent that can create something really good. The same way that we see that happening in video games, like with Indian AA games. There were plenty of developers that went off and split from Ubisoft, for example, and then started Sandfall Interactive, made Claire Obscure, that broke records, and they're not, you know, buying into the mainstream now. And so there's always going to be someone that follows.
Yeah.
Well, there's something else that needs to be said about Obsession, though, and it's that movie is mostly self-funded. Like, Curry Barker put up most of the money himself, and I think that's a big part of it. Like, even the Expedition 33 thing, they got money from someone.
Well, yeah,
you know, there's money involved there. But any time that the big money gets involved in any way, you lose the creativity. And I feel like that's where, and you know, it's a crazy initiative to even talk about it, but we need self-funded and like fan-funded. Like, we need to support the fan funding operations big time, because look at what these creators were able to do just themselves. Now imagine if the fans were more involved. Now imagine if we were more involved. Like, and that would scare the crap out of Hollywood, because they're already scared.
Fan-funded studio, that would be the scariest thing in Hollywood, because the fans would be like, wow, get going on your Batman movies, you can release them in 35.
But Markiplier put up $3 million on his own.
Back when gaming was still sort of like in its 90s, early 2000s, there were a lot of like independent studios that set up from people just because they wanted to make a game that didn't exist, but they wanted to play it. And so they had a specific target in mind that they wanted to do, whereas Hollywood does it the other way around. They're like, well, we need to mitigate risk, we've got all this money that we don't want to do so much. So here's an IP, what can we do with this? And they're starting at the wrong perspective. And so they end up almost like forcing something to be made where everyone's getting their oars in to try and limit the risk. It actually destroys everything, rather than just having one guy who has an original idea out of nowhere.
And also what's cool about Obsession, especially with the film director, is that he both wrote, directed, and edited the movie. And to have that much control, good lord.
I knew it wasn't going to take long. I freaking knew. I was just waiting for one of these.
Shag
You just needed holding a sword.
But what's really cool...
Take that on begging. You could have been the giver.
So, for him to have that much control, but then also like the person who did the score, it's the first time that he's done a score like that. There's a lot of like first-time persons that were behind the project, and it seems like this is the kind of guy that will have loyalty. So if he's gonna make another film, he'll probably want full control so that he can direct, write, edit the movie, but then also bring some of those people back if he liked working with them behind the scenes, and that might be a way for him to insulate himself from those outside pressures of studio life. We hope, at least.
I will say loyalty is a fable in the film industry.
Yes. Yes. Tread fair. When people use the F word like friends and family, they're really trying to fuck you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to. Yeah.
Is that how
also,
Chad is with the possums?
But I can understand how it happens. So you create something on your own, then you go into the system, and you're on set, and like, well, I think we could just change this, and it's only a small problem, but it'll probably offend these people, so we're going to do it. And before you know it, you've made so many small changes that by the end of the thing, it's not anywhere near where you expect it to be.
Yeah, it's not your project anymore at that point.
So specifically to
and having sure that your direction is heard, because I remember going from financing our own movies, like our parents remortgaging their house so we could make American Mary and maxing out our credits and cards on our first one. We worked for Lionsgate and WWE Studios, and it was insane how different it was. And we had really cool opportunities. And the thing is, they don't want necessarily your voice.
They want your name.
They love the brand of what you did, but can you do exactly what I want, but we put your face on it? And one studio exec who hadn't read the script, who was giving notes every fucking day. And I remember at one point, Danielle Harris, who starred in it, she looked around and she's like, who the fuck is giving all these stupid notes? And I smiled and I said, him. And he turned and he ran away, and I was like, that fucking little coward, like, read the fucking script. But
if you don't know, WWE Studios doesn't exist anymore. It
Right.
is run itself into the ground with a built-in worldwide audience.
it was Tombstone.
Wow.
Tombstone.
Yeah, I mean, like Kevin Smith comes to mind as like we all remember how Clerks was made and how sold his comic book collection, maxed out credit cards, filmed in the store overnight when it was closed, and I love all of the old school Kevin Smith stuff. And now obviously he's moved to a different place where he just cries about everything he sees. And,
But at least one could say for him, just like we see with some other directors, he does, like Adam Sandler, for instance, when he makes a movie, he does still bring his friends in. He still
100%.
does give them jobs.
Yeah,
So
he does.
As bad as he's become in so many ways, at least he still has that.
Yes, yeah. I mean, look, I've got a horror movie idea. Okay.
Is there a director's hat?
Is it this show?
I just need,
Is it this show? I don't know.
I used to work retail, so I have this idea of doing a horror movie set in a grocery store where you're just happy-go-lucky guy. You get this job, you're happy, you go in there for your first day of work, you're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and then Shaniqua comes in there looking for EBT food stamps and why the Oreos aren't on sale and starts yelling at you, and your life becomes destroyed. And then the
Jordan
rest of
Peele's already attached.
You can call it hard decline.
Hard decline. Wow.
He likes his single word title, so decline.
Tree Bear Party Work concept art.
Oh man, but I'm really happy with all of this. But I do want to ask the question: what do we think? Let's hypothetically say that the Mandalorian Grogu does less than Solo, which is very realistic at this point in time. What happens at Lucasfilm? Do they go into panic mode behind the scenes? Because I don't know.
I mean, there's already a civil war.
They say it's a past, and they blame the fans just like they always do. Nothing changes.
Nothing will change. They won't see any fault with themselves. It'll be a fan backlash. The next year, of course, we're going to have Starfighter. They're going to hope that Ryan Gosling can bring the female audience into the male product, which has been destroyed because this is the onset that they've had. And then 2027, 2028, Dave Filoni, he'll still be doing his fucking movies. He'll be pushing for his retarded Avengers with Ahsoka and Mando and everyone else.
Oh, that'll be so shit.
That's the direction we shall go. They haven't learned anything in 15 years. So why are they going to start?
Why would they learn anything now?
He's already said as much.
I think it's that they
Filoni already
can't.
said.
I think it's that they can't learn anything because that would require someone to be in the office that could tell them a different perspective. But they've purged Hollywood of any alternate perspective, and so no one can go, well, I think all of this is wrong, because they're all part of the same ideological group that wants to go on the same mission. So they can't be wrong, so it mean everything they've done in the past would be their fault.
And also, and Filoni already did an interview right before The Mandalorian dropped, where he said, "Well, now we can go and do whatever we want with all of with like smaller stories as films, but not if they're all going to tank like Mandalorian is. That's an impossibility." What is interesting though is today we did get a report that Simon Kinberg is officially working on episodes 10, 11, and 12. So, which we had already heard before.
Who wants that?
Simon? No, nobody wants it, but that the fact that that's now hitting the main waves after Mandalorian doesn't perform well.
I feel like
that's
100%. I just think that's a report to try to get more interest in Star Wars. That's a Hail Mary.
Oh, it's cope.
Yeah, it's all that is like, hey guys, we got nothing left. Let's try to get Star Wars in the news cycle. Let's try to get excitement.
Right, because all the articles can say, oh, by the way, go and see Mando and Grogu. Go see Mando and Grogu.
Yeah,
Right, it's another marketing attempt.
Yes, that is 100%. All that is that's a cope. Big time cope is what that is. And I'm not saying it's not happening, but the reason that's being reported right now in this moment with Mandalorian and Grogu getting destroyed by a couple of independent YouTubers, this is a desperation attempt to try to be like, oh, Star Wars is still relevant. There's things going on that it ain't gonna work, unfortunately.
I wonder if that's the same trilogy that was originally meant for Rian Johnson.
To do the next Star Wars, so like, please, guy, come on. We have a pile of money, please.
I mean, let's be fair. This guy's directorial debut was Dark Phoenix, so.
Yikes!
We got a 10 out of 10 here, guys.
I think it's
a 10 out of 10.
It's gonna be a banger, folks.
It's gonna be $1 billion Star Wars film, just like Mandalorian and Grogu.
Having said that, if it's as bad as Dark Phoenix, it will be 100 times better than Mandalorian and Grogu still.
Yeah, and this is just a crazy idea. This is original idea from me, so just hear me out for a minute. Star Wars trilogy. What if we brought the guy that directed Looper in to do a Star Wars trilogy? What do you think about that? Like, what you guys?
What about the guys?
No, it just might work, Jeremy. It just might work.
Yeah, I mean,
isn't that
the guys from Game of Thrones? That would probably work. Yeah.
The Knives Out guy, Jeremy?
With them showing.
Yeah, I would not bring the guys that were behind the Lego movie in. Fuck those guys. Those clearly they can't make anything that's successful.
Well, maybe we could bring them in for like a hot minute. And
then fire them
75% of the way through. We could fire. Yeah.
So this guy's actually
a low-budget Ewok horror movie, please, where the Ewoks hunt the stormtroopers on
Endor.
Like that. You could do
like in Battlefront.
Yeah, like Battlefront. Yeah.
It's one of the
creepiest game modes ever.
Yes.
Go ahead,
Go ahead, Vera.
So this guy actually was a creative consultant on some of the best movies we ever gotten, like Rogue One and The Force Awakens, guys. Surely he knows what he's doing with Star Wars.
Yeah, he's ATST.
But guys, he did Rebels. Rebels, guys.
Oh my gosh.
I think I see another horror movie. It's just trying to work out the next Star Wars film for 90 minutes, and there you go. Stick that on the screen.
He also made the 355. All right, so let's wait. No one remembers the 355.
What?
Remember the all-female movie that was supposed to be like the spy thriller 2022 action spy thriller?
Listen, Odin, anyone that ties their brand to 3 numbers is a retard, okay?
Wow.
I know the 199, everybody.
Oh my God.
But you can't believe anything Disney announces in regards to Star Wars films. How many Star Wars projects they announced in the end? We went over on previous FNT. It's like 12 to nearly like 15.
It's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot of them.
Any final films Tarantino has announced and unannounced?
Yeah.
Because remember they did
The scary thing is Mandalorian and Grogu was the best of them. That was the one that actually passed and got finished to completion. So imagine how awful those were.
That's only because the guy's now running the show, in all fairness.
Yeah.
So like most things, it's just a nepo thing, you know. I'm gonna go and put my characters that I made. I'm gonna go and put them on the screen. It's gonna be good. No, Dave.
You know, even trying, I can't make my voice sound as effeminate.
Yeah, as you don't have to imitate Gary. He's not here. We can move on.
Sorry, Gary. My bad.
Oh man. Well, Star Wars is dead, and it's a good day. It's a good day for that.
Again?
So, yeah, again.
Again?
I'm just gonna title Star Wars is dead in every stream I ever do, as long as I'm on YouTube.
It's humiliation. This is humiliation. This isn't just dead. This is the first week of Mando and Guacamole, and it's dropped into number 2. It's been beaten by a movie with a budget of around $750,000. Another movie's go horror, yeah. Another movie, backroom, threatening it again. This isn't just Star Wars is dead. This is Star Wars is being humiliated. I'm here for it. I'm fucking love it. I'm here for it.
I saw a tweet the other day from somebody, and I don't know what point he was making, or I don't know what side of the argument he was on, but he was essentially like, what happened to all the discourse around Mandalorian Grogu? Where did it all go? Because you had one side that was like, this is the worst thing ever, it's going to flop, and you had another side saying it's the greatest thing ever, but he's like, no one's even talking about it. I meant to respond to that tweet. Exactly. But that tweet perfectly represents what Disney has done to Star Wars. There's no passion on either side.
All right. So
no one cares.
Well, also, it was really hard for the shills to say anything positive about this, because there really wasn't anything positive to say other than it's fun. But it's fun doesn't win the normies back who gave up on this franchise. So it burned out, like, really, because the shills stopped advocating for it. And in a lot of ways, we didn't have to combat it because they gave up. They conceded.
It also wasn't fun, so the quality of the film contradicted the shills.
It didn't have anything to discuss. There was no questions in it. There was no, essentially values. It was just a guy walking around doing things for a couple of hours, of which
no hero's journey.
Meh, action at best.
Right.
And so without a story to discuss, what would you even talk about except very brief things of whether you liked it or not?
Hold on, that disproof. I hate to call you out. He lost his helmet. This was a crucial moment.
For at least 90 seconds.
Yeah, I was completely on edge going, it's Pedro. I had no idea. Oh, his contract required that.
How is he going to get his helmet back?
He did so much to earn that helmet back.
So bad.
Why did he not just grab it off them at the end when he killed them? That would have been way better.
It was so stupid, man.
Because they just wanted to get Pedro offset.
Pedro wanted to get offset. In all fairness,
I think it checks out.
Yeah, Shad was there. There was some pegging in order. So,
so if there's no discourse around the Mandalorian and Grogu, the film's out now. Of course, it's dying a death. It's going to die a very painful death. I actually think it's going to seriously underperform comparative to Solo, because Solo had a lot of hate behind it. This has got apathy behind it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's very different. But if that's the case with Mandalorian and Grogu, then what the hell is going to happen to this film?
Oh boy.
You know, the marketing around this film has just been disaster after disaster after disaster. I was actually mildly enthused about Supergirl when it was initially first being released before Superman came out, but everything about this film is just made me check out on every level. This is going to be a massive disaster. And they get it. They deserve it. They deserve it. Like all the stupid comments that the actress has been making. She didn't learn from the first bad comment. She decided to make additional ones after it.
They're already trying to say that this movie is not as expensive as the budget needed to be, and it's a cheaper movie, and Toy Story is a bigger movie. It's competing against Toy Story. They are already trying to lay the groundwork for defending this movie the way that they did with Mandalorian back in February. Because it was back in February when the projections were starting to look like it wasn't going to do well, and they're like, it's the cheapest Star Wars movie ever made, so anything we make is gravy. Well, we gotta clear 165 million. Well, they're trying to do the same level of astroturfing for Supergirl now.
But we know that's bollocks with Star Wars. We know that Mandalorian and Grogu, whatever they say the budget was for Mando, is going to be much higher.
Well, now we know it's
300.
Right.
Well, no, it's actually 300 million production. That movie, Mandalorian and Grogu needs 600 to break even.
600.
No, because they've got marketing on top of that. So,
So let me guess, they lied again about the budget. Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, it was shout out to Valiant Renegade because he was the one that like pulled the like tax form out of California and pointed to the fact that that 165 number that was floating around, that was just the number that they could report for eligible funds. So in California, there's only certain things you spend that you can get the tax credit for, which was equal to about 165 million that they could get a tax credit for, which means, hey, that's a lot of other money that you can't get credit for that you clearly spent. So yeah, 300 million probably is about right.
Yeah, again, like the way that the media and the way that Disney reports this is so half-assed because they are trying to hide as much information from people as possible, and then you never really know. Now, luckily, there are a lot of sources that do release these numbers, and then eventually we finally have the full picture, but they, oh man, they really, really try to drown out that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look, the reason I brought up all of the box office successes already this year is because it points to the idea that these Hollywood studios have no excuses. You know, because they can't paint to like, oh, well, COVID ruined the box office. No one's going to see movies. You don't have that anymore. Superhero movies and Star Wars movies have dominated for a long time. Now, when Supergirl ultimately flops, and Star Wars is flopping, you have absolutely no excuses and no one to blame but yourself. You did this. People still want to be entertained. People still are looking for that entertainment. You are not providing it, so people have found other places to go. And a lot of, independent YouTubers are taking full advantage. So I don't know just how bad Supergirl's going to be, but I can't see it being, especially after the Superman movie and how uninspired that was. I just can't really see this thing doing anything at this point in time.
But that was a massive hit, man. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah,
Superman was huge
hit.
Yeah. You're just a DC hater. That's what you are.
They've really tried to market this with the idea that, oh, it's just like a light-hearted summer superhero film, but the issue is that it's ultimately just another piece of feminist media, and the females that they've tried to make these types of shows and movies for are rejecting this content. Females like myself, for example, who have always loved comics and superheroes and all these characters, I don't want to go to the theater to see specifically a female superhero that's empowered because of her gender. I just want to see a cool hero on the screen, and so they're just wasting so much money on these types of movies like the Marvels, like this, and I don't see a way that this is going to do well, even with the social media backlash aside.
How very Christian dad of you, Vera.
I know. Feminist and a phobe. What can I say?
Let's be very clear. Like the original audience of Supergirl was men. This is a character that was made for boys and men to appeal to them, and now feminists have co-opted, and they're trying to make this a girl power fantasy film for, like make it a feminist wet dream nonsense. And that audience have never been into comic books. They don't show up when they do that. And so all they're doing has alienated the original audience of Supergirl, and they're not going to capture a new one. And it's just this like skin suit wearing imitation of what this property and franchise and character should be, and I look at it now with resent in what they're doing. And by the way, like all the comments from Millie Alcock and things like that have been about that, where it's like, what does she says, like, it's okay to be messy or something like that. It's about female empowerment and stuff like that. The audience, wasn't she saying that it was only Christian dads complaining about it now and things?
Yeah, we'll get into the article and jump in, guys, as you wanted to. The backlash surrounding Supergirl star Millie Alcock is heating up once again after a lengthy interview with Variety, in which the actress doubled down on her previous criticism of fans, mocked critics she described as, quote, dad of four Christian, which I think kind of a compliment, really. But,
5 movie tickets she doesn't want, like 5 right there.
Yeah. You've hit the nail on the head there. That's the hilarity of it, yes.
The hubris of not being able to
5
see
potential movie tickets, and you want to mock them. That's a joke. Declared that, quote, if you're pissing off the right kind of people, if you're pissing the right kind of people off, you're doing okay.
A quote that we've seen.
They want their talking points back. Jesus Christ.
If I was a movie theater owner, I would be like making public statements condemning this.
Please stop. Yes. Yeah.
Because it's not just 5 movie tickets that's denying. It's also 5 chances to go to the concessions booth and give them money.
Exactly.
To get up, you know?
But it is very mask off, because for all the things of they're attacking the fans or they hate the fans, this is just obviously doing it. It is, we are deliberately pissing you off because we think it's a good thing to do, and it will attract another audience. And we've seen this quote almost verbatim from Doctor Who, where they did come out and say because it's woke. Well, yeah, that was if we scare off one person, we'll get 5 more for the representation. But it was the second companion that said woke is just being good, so if you're pissing off anyone else, you're just pissing off the right kind of people.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's crazy. And also trying to get women back into the theater. Everything that's been made for women since Me Too has been such shit. It's been such crap. And it's been marketed like, oh, here's a thing to bring your sisters and your girlfriends and your mom to. And you go and you sit in the theater and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like for example, Jen and I watched It Ends With Us the other day, and what a piece of garbage. It felt
it's like so sad. So many lives were ruined for something so mid.
Oh, did something happen? Because I felt like something was going on behind the scenes that they didn't get the best movie out. I don't know.
But It Ends With Us, if anyone wants to have a fun lull watch, is Baldoni is clearly the most feminist to ever crawl out of a woman's, whatever.
He's supposed to be the white theater. He doesn't even know how to hit her.
Oh my gosh. At no point does he come off as intimidating or abusive at all. He's almost like crying about how he has to play this role. And it's laughable to think that him and What's Her Tits had anything going on.
Like Lively.
That's
it was insane. But also, like, Black Widow, I am the biggest Black Widow fan. I went there to go see it in the theater, and I'm like, what is this? What the fuck is this? And I feel like the 3 people who still love Supergirl that are going to go to the theater, that they're like, I love her so much, and they're going to be like, fuck, man.
Well, the thing with like Black Widow and also this Supergirl movie is that they're feminist power fantasies. They're only there to, first of all, push males away because they view comics and, of course, video games and entertainment in general is like male dominated. So they want to piss off the men, and then they want to empower women. But really, all they're doing is making a movie for nobody. And the problem with, Millie Alcock making statements like this is the same thing that happened with someone like Rachel Zegler. You're pushing away the customer base that you have, and you want to keep those customers and then add to the list of customers, but all they're doing is dividing their existing audience with this absolute garbage.
Absolutely. I miss my 90s female power fantasies like Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
I wanted to be sexy, smart, kicking ass. And now it's like, if I have any beauty or any like sexual empowerment at all, which is what we were fucking fighting for years, now it's like, nah, we can't be beautiful as well. Now we have to look as dressed down and mid as possible, because there is no fantasy anymore about being beautiful and powerful.
Well, it's okay because Ozempic is out, and it's okay to be sexy again. These all these like fat, I'm not gonna say fat apologists, but whatever the fat activists are busy.
It's not though, because this is like the opposite. So after Hail Mary, there was loads of articles about how Hope Core was the future. It's going to give people a positive vision, an aspirational vision. And then you've got this, where everything we've seen to the trailer is it's more like she's bitter, just bed rotting, doing nothing, depressed, miserable. Like, who wants to go and see a movie like that?
Well,
just stay home and look in the mirror,
Yeah, life sucks.
I'm very bothered by something. I'm very bothered by something, okay? Ryan is being nice in Japan, and Az is not interrupting like he normally does.
I'm just being the hostess with the mostest, Jeremy. That's
Friday Night Tights.
Jeremy, happy Friday.
You hear that? Like, Az was trying to talk, and then somebody said, Az was like, oh, sorry, don't mean to interrupt.
Well, okay, Jeremy.
We needed some soy energy around here. So.
He's not here as to interrupt.
Frank, was it you were going to say something?
Yeah, thank you, Az. Yeah, so Warner Brothers has clearly been listening to this, and they're actually responding. If we look at the most recent trailer that was released, I think 2 days ago, it is Millie Alcock and the other girl lead, and that's like running around with Supergirl. And the two of them are like, oh, this is a movie about heroes. Heroes are good. Heroes are great. It is. They are taking gender entirely out of the marketing after all of this. There is no more gender referencing in any of the Supergirl marketing.
No shit.
That is done, bro.
No, they're scared.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're starting to see, so she's going on, like, she's starting the press tour. And I think it's going to be very interesting. I think we're going to get a lot of content out of this upcoming press tour with Millie Alcock herself. So if we just pay attention, she might Zegler.
Did anyone else have like no feelings with like I like all three Guardians movies big time. I watched this trailer and it felt like Guardians all over again, and it made me not care at all.
Yeah,
about
the trailer,
I'm
the trailer was awful. Like
it was so bad.
Well,
nothing
so
that made me care.
Over crypto. This film seems like it's all about crypto. And I'm like, let the damn dog die.
Doesn't
well, actually, it's a good point because crypto's been used as a crutch in 2 films now from James Gunn, and it shows that he really doesn't know how to make a likable character, because when you put a dog as the bait, or you put an animal as a bait, it's because most people, of course, love animals, and therefore they're kind of like, oh, that's so cute, or whatever, and they believe that then gets positioned onto the human characters. James Gunn cannot make likable characters.
No.
He didn't make likable characters in Superman. None of these characters look likable in this film whatsoever. So once again, he's got to go to, and it's not even Crypto, it's his own dog. This is all based off his own dog. It's not Crypto.
It's not even a real dog either. I mean,
yeah, no, but this is just, he cannot make a likable, and also this is Tom King. Tom King wrote this, fucking Oedipus complex Tom fucking King. So it's insane, because this is going to be one of those dour experiences imaginable. And as I think it's Millie Alcock, no, he's James Gunn or somebody who was attached to the film, said that it's okay to be messy and to be your own hero. And that is the furthest thing from heroicism that you can get.
But a very common thing in modern times is you don't need to improve. You're beautiful just the way you are.
Yeah.
Just stay the way you are. It's like, it's anti-aspirational essentially. It is just stay on the bottom rung where you are. It's a horrible message to give to people, because if they are in a bad place, they will never get out of it, and they will just start blaming other things rather than taking control over their own life and actually improving. It's why Superheroes was about the hero's journey, that no matter what state you are in or what horrific things you might be going through, just keep going and it will eventually get better.
Fuck
that's been the feminist ideology, main thing that they've been pushing. So how dare you tell me that I need to put in effort to be beautiful? You need to accept me as I am. You need to validate every single horrible thing about me. Otherwise, you're a sexist and bigot. How dare you actually expect that I actually have to improve myself? And so what we see with all this feminine coded, films, everything like that, is all about this, validation. They're perfect all along. Like we definitely saw it with Captain Marvel, where she was perfect all along.
Yeah.
It was the men holding her down and suppressing her power, and they just needed to accept her perfection and awesomeness without any improvement at all, when she was actually an awful, obnoxious character. And so we're seeing the exact same trope play out again and again and again. Supergirl being the most recent one, where it's okay to be messy. That's the line saying, I don't need to improve. You need to accept me with all my imperfections. Otherwise, you're a sexist bigot.
See, I think that they could have something good here if she starts off at, the bottom of the barrel. She is emotional, she's messy, she's rude, but then she grows as a character and finds herself and realizes that she can be a hero, not just to herself, but to so many other people. And it just goes to show that the writers in Hollywood, they need to reread Joseph Campbell about the hero's journey. His book, Hero with 1,000 Faces, is one of his best works. And, you could have that hero's journey where she starts off as, being unlikable, but they haven't shown that in the marketing. They aren't making that a big talking point. And judging by the way that she is already acting in these interviews, I don't think that this character is going to grow within this movie. And that is such a big issue.
Well, also though, and I could be wrong about this, but isn't this before Superman? And so we already know that in Superman she's still a drunken mess that goes round and.
I thought is that right? Is this before Superman?
I thought it was. I think it's after.
It has
cuts back and
scenes
forth.
before, right? It has scenes before, but then it also has scenes after. I think the primary movie takes place right after.
Okay. Yeah, this is dealing with the coping of her, like, realize, look, Krypton's been destroyed, and they were all conquerors in this universe, and she's coping with that with booze. So, yay! Take all the kids.
Yeah. Great time.
Sorry, Sil, we missed that. What did you say?
Oh, I said this time she's gonna get drunk with the dog instead of drinking the dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
The movie.
Yep.
This movie's DOA. When is it coming out? When is the release date for this?
June 26th, is it? Around that?
3-4 weeks.
And then it's because there's so much competition right now with everything coming out. So I don't see where it's going to have a lot of freedom. I don't have the schedule right in front of me. I know there's a lot coming out in June and July. So I don't think
there's a
they're
lot
going to
coming out around this.
They're not going to have
Supergirl, just a quick outlook. On June 26th is Supergirl and Jackass. June 19th is Toy Story 5. And then at the beginning of June, you have Masters of the Universe, Scary Movie, and Disclosure Day. So those are the biggest movies in June.
Toy Story is after?
Toy Story is the week before.
So, yeah. Toy Story is going to take so much from this.
Yeah.
Toy Story 5 is going to be freaking massive.
Yep.
And I think the trailers look phenomenal for Toy Story. I can't. They just do. I'm still not convinced it will be great because of, the direction they moved before. But the trailers have been great. And I think that's going to take a ton of attention away from Supergirl.
And everything else.
Projected for a $45 to $60 million opening week.
That's Supergirl?
Yeah.
Which, for perspective, if things go the way that they're projected to for Backrooms, it could see a $70 million opening.
Wow.
So,
Do you know what Toy Story 5 is eyeing for just the U.S. opening?
It's like 150 to 165.
Yep,
Yeah, 65.
150 to 165.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For the opening. Massive opening week. It'll be the biggest. It'll be the biggest opening I think ever for the franchise, and it'll be the biggest opening of the year. Well, I think.
So even if Toy Story 5 had like a 60% drop off, which it most likely will not
Still be
have,
doing better than Supergirl.
yeah, exactly.
Honestly, seriously, we may be in a situation where where Supergirl opens to number 2 and to Toy Story.
Yes.
Holy
Good.
shit.
Good.
That is awesome.
It'll probably win the Thursday probably potentially win the Friday, but it might not win the weekend.
it'll win the Thursday, most likely only because it's going to be it's like kids heavy, obviously, and they're not seeing those late night shows. Right, so that's where Supergirl might get a little bit of an edge. But if it even loses there, that to me will be an early sign of just how bad things are going to be.
Yeah, the only thing is for Toy Story is that if it is crap, that second weekend could take a hit. Not a huge hit, but it will take somewhat of a hit. But it just really depends on how good the word of mouth is coming off that opening weekend. Huge opening weekend.
So anyway, let's continue with the cock of all. Much of the controversy.
Oh, we're not. No, guys, Gary's not here. Sorry. No, we were talking about Millie Alcott. Gary is the cock of all right now. Shout out to him at quarterback. Go ahead.
I hate it when you interrupt.
So distracted.
Hey, and you back, motherfucker.
The tables have turned.
How the turntables have turned. Much of the controversy stems from Alcock revisiting backlash tied to HBO's House of the Dragon fandom. In the interview, Variety framed criticism surrounding the series as part of a, quote, toxic subset fandom. Writing, despite the show's success as the first season rolled out, something shitty happened on the internet. Only Variety could do that. A toxic subset of the House of Dragon fandom pitted the young actors who became immediate fan favorites against their adult counterparts. These viral ugly sentiments expressed on Reddit, YouTube, and social media broke my heart.
Oh, God, dude.
Alcock's heard of the controversy.
Oh, try and act more of the victim. I barely saw any of that online. Most of the stuff I saw about House of the Dragon and her role in it was
Praise.
positive. They loved the young actresses. if anything, there was more negativity about the older actresses not matching up or meeting the quality of performance of the younger ones. So
I agree. I agree. I didn't even watch House of the Dragon, but I saw nothing but general praise for her. What I'm saying though, but that's just a reaction though. It's like I saw nobody. Everyone was just praising her for the most part.
People were upset that the younger actors were only in half the first season. They wanted a whole season because those actresses did so good.
Like, this feels like cherry picking and then inflating it way beyond the realm of what it really was. So she can pretend to be, I don't know, get some points in the people or something like that. Because this does not seem like it's reflecting the reality I saw. That's my subjective, view, I guess. Maybe she only focuses on the negative.
It could have been a few negative comments on the platform and we've ever heard. So that's what it seemed like it was in different.
I never saw the show. I never saw anything negative about those actors. Like we've already said.
Neither have I.
Yeah, there was a lot, not just a lot of praise for them, but there was actually a tinge of sadness because of the aging of some of the characters and then moving out. So I don't know if they hyper focus on this or they're told to focus on this sort of element. It doesn't help that people like Variety, we've got Mark fucking Gay Boy on the red carpet trying to elicit what they would call toxic phrases from these actors all the time. Why don't, I don't know if Sylv and Jen would know anything about this because you've been in this industry. What the fuck has happened to handlers that actually tell people how to conduct themselves in interviews and what to avoid and what pitfalls to fall into?
Those would be just speaking points. So controversy is one of the easiest ways to make money or get attention. If you have something that's super controversial that goes viral, it can be the equivalent of $1 million for publicity. That's all you have to do. And a lot of the time they want people to hear whatever's happened and then go back to the source and be like, oh, look, this poor girl is being made fun of by all these Christian dads and families. Oh, well, we better rally to the theater. And, if the movie falls back, we already have the reason it didn't work out. So we don't have to worry.
Supergirl, #1 movie with Muslims in the in America.
I don't know if that was ever going to happen, but they do love dogs, right?
No, totally. Yeah.
It is a flaw in the entire. It is a flaw in the entire thinking of earned media as a marketing strategy, though, because you're pissing off these people so that other people that never would have heard about it find out about it and go. But that group of people has to actually exist and care about your product in the first place. And so, unless there is a secret audience out there that never watched it, but the moment they found out a girl's in trouble are going to watch House of the Dragon, all you're doing is essentially slandering the name and other people for no reason and putting them off. Whenever they do these targets, they should always ask, how is this going to get people to watch my movie? Because it does come across more as sort of them getting out their own feelings of, these people piss me off and I want them to know it kind of thing. It's more like a cathartic release for them rather than a sales tactic.
100%. Think about where are the sales coming from. So a lot of these super billionaires that love this ideology, they're the ones financing things. So it doesn't matter if they don't get the fan base, as long as they keep going and integrating this kind of language and this kind of creative. However, there is a pushback from the fans that is heard. I won't say which show it was, but we're working with the studio, and it was something that you guys gave a lot of pushback because they ruined the IP completely. And I was in a meeting and they were talking about it, and they're like, we can't do this anymore. Did you hear what happened to this beloved book series that we adapted? People hate it. People hate it so much they're making fun of it. We have to cancel it. And they're like, I think we made it too feminist. I think we overdid what we were supposed to do with that. And it's interesting because until they hear that message from you guys, and you'd be surprised how much things like Friday Night Tights and the Fellowship actually affects people, because one of the directors we were even talking about today, I know as a fact that they go online and they're always checking to see if people are talking about them and what shows are streaming about them. So it does get in. Comics Division guessed it. Comics Division guessed it. No, it's in the private chat. I know. Beloved property that already...
In all fairness, you're not very subtle here. I'm just
what I'm getting from this...
Power, right?
But what I'm getting from this is what you're saying is that
If it does,
the Acolyte really was cancelled because of us. And we can take
Indeed.
Yeah! Yes!
He called me up and he said, "Damn those Friday night fighters," and I was like, "I don't know."
Behold our power.
Yeah.
Well, let's carry on. As former Superman actor Henry Cavill once said, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have, and people are going to be upset, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to get you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their heads or who they played on The Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I consider that passionate. So we it's interesting that, because we had so many sort of words which have been changed out with Hollywood. Masculinity is now toxic masculinity because they don't want that. So this word toxic's been introduced instead of criticism. When you criticize, it's suddenly toxic. And again, passion has been changed to toxic. They focus so much on that singular word of toxic that they don't. I think they've completely and utterly lost all connection that they have to who they should be marketing to as terms their audience.
Agreed, completely. I mean, they hate the audience. That's really what it comes down to. They hate them. They hate the people that they can't control. This is why, like, you go back to the Disney Star Wars approach was, we hate George Lucas Star Wars fans. We want to usher the new Star Wars fan in. The Star Wars fan that'll eat up anything that he will give them, because we don't want those prequel fans that hated on George Lucas, or those Star Wars fans that hated on George Lucas during the prequels. We don't want those guys. They're going to be too toxic. That's called passion, by the way. It's not called toxicity. So it kind of applies to exactly what you're saying right there.
Well, they don't want fans anymore. They just want people that consume product. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, you're just supposed to consume. You're not supposed to ask questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't want legacy fans at all.
They used to chase after what fans want, and now they just tell fans what they want. And that's where things got so fucked up, because fans hate. We're not all lemmings. We're not just like, oh, it's on the blinking box, I better stare at it. You know, we have preferences, and every time we disagree, we're labeled toxic. And a disagreement isn't toxic. The incapability of love is toxic. It's like inconceivable. They keep using that word. I don't think they know what it means.
It's because they ultimately just want as much control as possible, but even if they can't get the message to more people, they're just going to ruin everything that we have always loved.
Yep. They're doing a good job of that.
Yeah, I think they use the word toxic consistently because it's projection.
Yeah.
It's a good buzzword, too. It's a good buzzword.
It's a good buzzword, but I think it definitely describes the people who are involved with these franchises. I mean, I recall a few years back, with the end of Mandalorian Season 2, the return of Luke Skywalker there, and that was seen as like a monumental shift, as a positive shift for Disney. And Star Wars Theory, the biggest independent Star Wars channel on YouTube, he shed some tears after watching that. And then what does Pablo Hidalgo do? Says you shouldn't show your emotions.
Emotions are not for sharing.
Yeah, emotions. It's just like, isn't that the whole point of what you're doing and producing? So even when the person who was probably their biggest ally in terms of bringing as many Star Wars fans together as possible, show some emotion, positive emotion. Pablo Hidalgo shits on him, probably because the emotion was centered around Luke Skywalker and the emotion wasn't centered around the other characters which had been created by Disney. So yeah, I think the toxicity resides very much in the hierarchy of these companies.
It's the same song and dance, different studio, same song and dance though. It's the same exact mindset. They all have this mindset. It's why I said earlier that the YouTubers and all of that, like once you get into that Hollywood world, it's gonna chew you up. You know, they're gonna throw a ton of money at you. You're gonna hang out at parties, and you know, and if you don't line up with the narrative, then you know, we see the people that have been kind of cast out from that equation right now, and so that's what I worry about more than anything with some of these newer.
This is just quite unfortunate. No health. stuck in a fucking corner with these things. How did we end up here? I don't know, but we're probably not getting out.
Creators is that, but yeah, DC, Warner Brothers, Disney, Lucasfilm, it's all the same song.
Olcock doubles down on earlier comments about fans.
Az was waiting to say that.
The Variety interview also revisited comments Olcock made earlier this year to Vanity Fair, where she complained. Just fucking slap her. Just slap him across the face with a wet fish. Complained about reactions from fans while discussing superhero and fantasy fandoms. You can tell they're not part of it. You can tell they're not fans. Because this is what this is fucking in time immemorial that fans do this. All the time, Olcock said, simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies.
Oh, fuck off. Nobody cares.
This is such a retarded comment.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
If I own Millie Olcock's body, I have laundry that needs to be done.
And sandwiches that need to be fixed.
Exactly. Sandwiches need to be made. Laundry needs to be done. Cleaning needs to be done. Exactly.
Yep.
So if I own this body, then I'm putting it to work.
Yep.
At minimum wage.
The bull crap about it was that completely double standard and not acknowledging the fact that fans comment on the castings of all characters, male or female, and oftentimes more critical of the male characters for not having the right physique or look as there. But then she wants to ignore all that and try and pretend that it's a purely sexist thing, that it's and then it's ownership over women's bodies. It's like no.
Well, the thing about it is that they always miss all the times we criticize Henry Cavill for Superman for not smiling and actually acting like Superman because of the writing. There's all these other characters that they seem to overpass and ignore that we've gonna criticize. But when it goes to women, they zone right in on it and say, oh, well, you're just a bunch of sexists, blah, blah, blah. You never do this to men. And we're like, yeah, actually, we do it all the time.
You know what's insane? In movies, every superhero male has to not drink water for like a week and take his fucking shirt off. Could you imagine if there was that gratuitous shot in every female superhero movie where it's like, hey, make sure your titties are looking super great today, because this is the topless day.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you're just getting into the superhero costume.
Don't worry, your hair is going to be covering most of it. You can't drink water for a week and have cosmetics here in case you pass out.
I think Chris Evans like almost passed out when he shot the thing in Captain America.
Yeah. Go back to the titty conversation. Yeah. Go back to the titty conversation.
We call those the good old days. I mean, what likely happened in Zorro?
What you're saying is absolutely true, because Millie Olcock's comment came out at the same time when a female actress complained because the director asked her to suck in her tummy a lot, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's watching your ass. You know how many times I've worked with an actress and we're looking back at the days and she's like, a piece of my hair was sticking out. Why didn't you? And nobody wants to not look perfect when you're eternally captured in a movie.
Also, you're a woman. Did you look at a banana today? You're probably bloated, so suck it in. We're doing a wide shot. For you, it's not for me. I know that you don't have you're not like that always. I'm just trying to make you look perfect. It's fantasy we're selling. If you want to have reality and be bloated, okay, fine, whatever. Look the way you look.
Well, it's a welcome to the internet type of mentality. Look what's going on, and I don't know if it's like AI or whatever. There's this whole Henry Cavill narrative right now that's going on Twitter, where it's like this weird picture of him, and people are like, "What happened to Henry Cavill?"
Yeah, because he's got like salt and pepper hair. And, he looks maybe like a little like bloated or something like that. But they're like, oh my gosh, why would you cast him in Highlander? I don't know, because he's a great actor and he does look the part. You just have one shot that was taken by somebody standing on the side of a street. Of course, when it's like 2 feet from his face, you're going
really
to see all these little details.
Well.
Yeah, I'm like, this dude's getting roasted.
Jason Momoa too.
Yeah, I'm like, this dude's getting roasted Well, what the fuck are they gonna do to me? Like,
Yeah, you're cooked.
I got nothing, man.
Well, that was actually a tactic of like women's magazines in the 90s. They would have all of these articles critiquing famous, like, attractive women in the street, and then next page would be makeup, with the idea of if they look awful, matching what you do, you really need to buy our products in this magazine.
Yeah. Is that where he's supposed to look unattractive in that photo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his like face screwed up and stuff.
Ooh, hideous.
I know. I wish I could look that ugly every day. I really do. Fucking hell.
Oh yeah, there it is. There's another one where he's not being hideous.
Oh no. What an absolute hag.
He doesn't look anything like that character right now. I hate Twitter so much, man. It'll take a picture from like a celebrity like back in like 30 years ago, and then they show him today, and they're like, "What happened to so and so?" Like,
somebody did that with Tom Welling. Yeah, they showed a picture of Tom Welling from the first season of Smallville.
Yeah.
And then they showed a picture of what he looks like today. And
Oh
they
my
went,
gosh, a
what
person
happened?
ages?
Yeah.
What happened to
Holy.
Tom Welling? And then somebody was just like, he grew old. There's 25 years between these pictures.
I think they did it to Tom Hardy as well. They did a picture of Tom Hardy.
I can actually kind of get that, because I get in that headspace sometimes where I'm thinking, oh, the 90s, they were yesterday. And then you realize, oh, no, they were not yesterday.
Yeah. The problem
I think
is,
you're giving a lot of credit there to those people there.
That might be true, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It's no good faith in their
Exactly.
posts. There's no point
It's
at all.
engagement bait. They know it's engagement bait because then they'll have people rushing to the defense of these people. You know, Tom Welling looks great nowadays still.
Shout out to Elon Musk for unfollowing Ian Miles Chong, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. That was so funny. He was coping on his timeline about it. Like Ian Miles Chongus was like whining about Elon unfollowing. It's like, what the hell, dude? This is so.
Is he going to dox and swat Elon?
I know.
Probably. When discussing the backlash to those remarks, Alcock complained that people interpreted her comments as criticism directed primarily at men. I didn't even say men. I said people, she insisted. Let's just go to the quote. Having weird ownership of women's bodies. She says people there, but that's not in relation to this. She says women's bodies. So yes, you didn't say men, but you did say women's. I was like, you're proving my point. You're proving my point, said the person that didn't realize what she'd actually said. But the most controversial portion of the interview came later when she openly mocked the types of social media accounts criticizing her. In one of the interview's most eyebrow-raising moments, Alcock mocked the kinds of people she sees criticizing her online. Quote, I guess women know that this is just how it's always been, unfortunately, she said, once more drawing a gendered line in the sand. She then dismissed many critics as anonymous internet users before singling out Christian fathers specifically. Quote, and it's from a lot of people whose profiles have no photo, who are burner accounts. She knows all this. Or someone's name and then dad of four Christian, which is hilarious to me.
Yikes.
Dude,
Dude,
this is such a bad look for her.
This is terrible.
And during a time when they need as many people to show up as possible, and like this is supposed to be a very big movie for them, and this is what they're banking on for the summer. Coming out and saying that, well, first of all, proves that she is paying it.
Sheva, I swear to fucking God, man. Oh my good lord.
Attention to the social media discussions. She's sitting on her phone, she's looking at these threads, and second of all, then she openly comments on it. It really just, again, makes herself look so much worse than she already did. Like, you don't have to comment on everything you see online. The internet is filled with a bunch of trolls, with people that are always going to try to, push your buttons, and when she comes out and makes statements like this, all she's doing is making it so that it's harder to sell tickets.
Yeah, I basically dousing a lot of gasoline on a small little fire, just making it bigger.
I think this.
She was trying to say that there's mean people saying mean things to her, and then when she clicks on their profile, it says that they're Christian. So she's like, haha, that's not very Christ-like. But the way she's saying it is like there's a Christian dad of 4 being like, you're another Supergirl. Let's tweet something mean to Millie Allicock, you know? Like it's a type of profile of person.
Yeah, you know, the easiest way of getting around this nonsense is to fucking ignore it. That's all you have to do. It will go away on its own if you don't fucking throw gasoline on the fire. That's
100%. The Streisand effect, right?
Exactly.
If you put on it, it just gets so much worse. And I know nobody watched the Miss Marvel show, but I do remember that young girl saying something along the lines of like, "I'm sorry if you don't like the show, but I really had a good time."
Yeah, she handled like a pro, and more actors and actresses need to handle things the way this young woman did.
Yeah,
she's just a fan too.
Yeah,
she's also a fan, which is really cool.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Adam Webb. Those ladies did such a job with like a pile of shit, and you had to go market the movie, but you had to still market the movie so you could get a job again afterwards. And it was like a master class.
You're gonna see it twice.
You are gonna see it twice.
That was a good.
It's like
there's no dirt on those girls. They did a great job.
It's like Amelia Clark had said yesterday that, she was in Star Wars, Terminator, Marvel, these projects failed, but she said, were the frosty receptions disappointing? Yeah, like she entered into existing franchises and sometimes things don't work out, but she said when they don't work out, it's not personal, which is a great response because so many of these actors and actresses take it personally.
Yes.
Well, this comment in itself is egotistical. It's like, well, people are commenting on me in a movie. Yeah, that's their right, because when you're being recorded, your body does become a product. That is what you're selling. And so, of course, people are going to judge your product. But by essentially, because even here, there's no photo, there's burner accounts, she's essentially calling them cowards. They would not, no one dares to criticize Supergirl publicly on the internet.
Christian dads of 4, they don't give a fuck. I'm a Christian dad of 4.
It went right fucking through him. At least I got that on video. There's no fucking way.
Bitch, what are you gonna say about that?
If Millie Alcock wants to experience true sexism, just go to a Ren Fair in Wisconsin. Okay.
Wow.
Shots fired.
I don't get
Doobie doobie doo. Doobie
How was your weekend?
It's great, thank you. Then came the line that is now rapidly spreading online. But I mean, whose opinion do you really care about? If you're pissing the right kind of people off, you're doing okay.
The people with money that would go see your movie?
Yeah.
Well, this does mean that to her, there are a right kind of fan. There's a right kind of person she wants in the screen, and she actually doesn't want the others.
This is another Zegler effect playing out. And I think Warner Brothers is aware of this. And we're going to see it. They're changing the marketing already. They're taking gender out of it. It is just hero, hero, hero. Heroes could be anybody. And also, James Gunn announcing that she's going to be in Man of Tomorrow is a means to lock her in place for this move, for like the future of DC after this thing tanks. So that's like some kind of job protection, maybe for him, but definitely for her, because this no one's gonna see this. But now you got to see it if you want to see Man of Tomorrow. And Lantern too. You got to watch Lantern. Wow, even though that's not for children.
She's doing such a bad job that Christopher Nolan is asking himself, why didn't I hire her? You know? It's like, man, we missed a good opportunity here to piss even more people off.
This
He cast her as cast her as the most beautiful woman in the world, and she's complaining about people judging her looks. That would have been a good look.
It is so redundant doing this kind of business. I don't understand the stupidity of studios that allow people to say these things that go out. I don't know if you're aware of this. You probably are, because you live in America. Christianity is pretty popular in America.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I know. Look, I don't want to be controversial. I'm trying to stay away from controversy. But Christianity is a little bit popular in the United States of America. And if you are trying to get people to turn up at the theater to watch your film, and you're saying that, essentially Christians are awful people, then are you trying to corner the Sikh market? What are we doing here? Are we going for which type of Muslim market? You're gonna come out. It's just gonna be a fucking bunch of hijabs watching Supergirl and be like, yeah,
just with an S on.
Yeah.
And I think that like what the Saskas were saying about like her comments, like that what she was trying to say versus how it sounds. But the point here is that it is okay to disrespect Christians in any way, but she could never say what she was trying to say about Muslims in that same exact conversation, because you're not allowed to call out that hypocrisy. But it's okay to talk about Christians, and that, even though she might have been trying to say something else, it still highlights the core problem, that it's okay to talk bad about Christians or call out hypocrisy with Christians, but you can't do that with any other religion in the world of Hollywood, and that is the core of the problem right there.
Yes.
There's no point in hiding.
Supergirl predictions. What do you reckon?
Best James Gunn superhero movie yet?
Whoa!
No, I've seen Super. Have you guys seen Super with Rainn Wilson? Super is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's fucking great.
Oh my god, it was made for $3 million, and it is one of the great. John C. Reilly dropped out last second, and Rainn Wilson stepped in, and it is such a beautiful, painful superhero story about
saving the girl but not winning the way that you think you would.
Yeah.
Incredible. Michael Rooker's in it, Liv Tyler's in it, Kevin Bacon's in it.
Ellen Page is in it.
Ellen Page is in it too. Yeah.
I wonder what happened to that
my
actress.
God. She was fantastic.
That actress just seems to have fallen off the face of the world.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to her.
Dude,
and she has such a great role in that movie, and just meets this abysmal end, and it's so fucking well done.
Hey, Az, do you still have that article pulled up, the Supergirl article?
I can bring it right up
if
for
you
you
share,
right now.
I got to do something for the website real quick.
Okay.
So if you scroll to the top of that article, if you scroll to the top, and if you all the way to, and then it says add us as a preferred source. If anybody in the audience would like to do that, if you go to geeksandgamers.com, that will help us. You click on that, and that'll help with the algorithm, and it'll boost it more for your algorithm, and then it'll make us higher ranked on Google. Marvin, and Alex, and Jonas, and everybody's doing an awesome job on geeksandgamers.com. So big shout out to them. They've been pumping out articles like crazy. So big shout out to the team, and I really appreciate them. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that real quick.
Every Sunday, box office article
from Odin. That's right. And so we got a great group over there on geeksandgamers.com. So really proud of them.
This will be a fun weekend for sure. Yep.
Just to let you know,
Link
by the way,
please. Mods can drop a link in the chat if they have time. Go ahead.
Then there's still no report on the Mandalorian and Grogu's Thursday.
Telling you, man. Mandalorian says, "Fuck this! I'm going out for cigarettes and just never coming back. I'm done."
Well, they gotta find a way of like padding the numbers and spin everything. So
we'll keep you
You guys
updated.
are still adding it up. Yeah, it's just too big a number.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Grogu's just standing there. He's like, Dad will be back. And he's like, nope, I'm out. I'm gone. Out for Newport. Not coming back, buddy.
Do it now. Now the George R.R. Martin Game of Thrones The Mad King play. I'm gonna let this speak for itself. Shall we? Let's bring it up.
Try and guess which actor is which character.
Oh no! It's said which character is which. It's very much. It's very.
It's so
and
bad.
with pictures. So this is the casting. So first of all, we have Lyanna Stark. And
This
Noah
is who
Ritter.
Robert's rebellion started over, by the way. That's the fucking face of the
Ned
rebellion.
Stark.
No, hang on.
It's Ned Stark.
Is that Ed? No. That's a joke, right?
No,
No.
these are the stage play
Benjamin
castings.
Stark. Now, okay. Now, just before we get into the obvious, do they understand what happens to skin when you live in a snowy environment with not a lot of sun?
Well, I don't think this is any way to talk about the Greeks as, like, obviously they can do it.
Brandon Stark. And Rickard Stark.
This can't be
So real, she turned the comments off.
Oh my gosh.
That's when you know a post is
yeah, you know that's the best way to tell a troll post from a real post on Twitter these days. It's like the comments are turned off. It's real.
The problem is it's not a
real.
troll.
I know. Trolls want the comments on. They want that engagement.
Isn't this the play that Gary and Ryan were going to
Yes. Yes. Everyone was so excited for it. I mean, I was too.
Yeah, flying in September to go.
Well, this is the way.
See this.
Vera, this is the way to get Ryan back.
Fuck my life. I sent it to him and he was like, "You're fucking lying to me, you stupid bitch." I'm like, "I'm not."
And there's also a couple of crackers as well for some reason. I don't know why.
Did you scroll up a bit? Did you see the Jamie and the Cersei casting? Cersei? Oh my god. One more.
Oh,
there
yeah.
it is. That is not my queen. Holy shit.
This is a play that Gary and Ryan are going to in September. That's
Can we buy a ticket for that guy with Tourette's? Like, just for lols.
Yeah.
Like, so has Ryan and Gary already paid for all of this? Like,
I
is
don't
it
think
already?
so.
Oh, that would be so good. You know what? Hey, don't tell them. All right, audience, just don't tell them.
Did it work?
Just let them buy their tickets. Don't tell them. It's just us here. It's not like they're gonna find out.
No.
So just don't tell Ryan and Gary. They're in Japan having gay sex anyway. They're not worried about this show. So, okay, don't tell them. Let them go. Let them be disappointed. We need to bring Ryan back. All right, we need him back. This happy bullshit ain't gonna fly. So
I'm trying to ruin his Japan trip. What do you mean?
The fact that they got 25 comments in this implies that they thought this would genuinely be liked. They went, oh, it's just going to be my own people that add it. And then the comments poured in.
Then they came, well, yeah. I don't know if I can scroll down a little bit too far just in case we go. This cast is beautiful, and I'm so gutted about no. See, it's positive. It's positive. It's positive, and people are very, very happy. I'm thrown off by some of the ages.
That's right. That's what the hang-up's about.
As famous philosopher Raging Rhino once said, "Oh nar, oh nar, oh nar,
Okay.
So, in Hollywood, this is what they call colorblind casting. And it is one of the first words out of most studios' mouths.
Except, actually, this is very specific targeted racial casting because they're all black. So this isn't like it's not a range of people. There's no like random Japanese people.
It's not like
that
there's
got
Japanese or white people playing these family members. They had clearly a certain type of person that they wanted to cast in each of these roles, and that's what they did.
Now I know why everybody hates the Starks.
And it's an overcorrection too, because back in the day when they didn't have these practices, like I remember we were casting you, and they only had one role, and they said this person cannot be white. Literally every ethnicity in the entire city was in the casting room, and I was like, but shouldn't we have an idea of who this guy is? And they're like, well, we need to put one of them in it. And I was like, excuse me? And they're like, well, we gotta put one in, because if we don't put one in, people are gonna get upset at us. And I was like, one what? And they're like, one non-white person. I was like, oh, okay. So when you see the overcorrection that's happened, some people were probably in the room when these meetings were happening, and they're like, no fucking way are we ever gonna go back. And so now you see this weird thing where instead of like Eartha Kitt playing Catwoman, you're like, this is fucking sick. You're like, what? Every Norse person is black? Okay.
It's so far the other way now. The pendulum is so bad that now it's laughable. Now I hate to say, but if you see a colorblind casting of a role that you would expect to be a different ethnicity, right away I'm like, I don't even want to see that. I don't even want to see it, because it also feels at some point it's going to tell me I'm a shitty person as an audience member.
Well, we're at a point where that phrase, we need to put one in, for white people, and Hollywood are like, no, we're not doing
possums. You talking about possums here, Sam?
Listen, possum.
With Rings of Power, people were commenting about the Hobbits, like what happened in between Rings of Power and Lord of the Rings. There's, at some point, a load of people vanished from history, and now you've got to work out, like the Klingons in Star Trek, what on earth happened to Ned Stark in the intervening time to change him?
I also had seen, I believe it was The Verge had put up an article saying Ned Stark has been recast, and it's the picture of season 1 of him at the chopping block. And the way that they're now presenting it is they're trying to already get people talking about it and angry about it. And that means in the next 3 days, you're going to see the articles with headlines of, oh, you're all racist for not accepting this, what they want to call colorblind casting, even though, again, like, it definitely isn't.
What is this?
I wish this was unannounced and they just flew over and turned up and saw this.
This is why the Babylon Bee is struggling now. It's not that they've done a bad job, it's that reality has become so insane that they can't keep up with it. It's crazy.
You cannot out-satire Hollywood. It really is.
Badly, yeah.
Suddenly, season 8, I don't know, it's looking slightly better. I mean...
Big time.
But you know that if they were to redo Game of Thrones today, when they were doing the cast, you know the casting's going to be all over the place.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
So when Disney redoes Star Wars, what do you think the casting is going to be like?
All over the place.
Yeah. Zendaya.
Zendaya's Princess Leia.
Yes.
Yeah, I do love her.
I don't hate Zendaya like the rest of the internet does. I'm not a big fan either, but I don't hate her either. Like I don't feel strongly about her is all I'm saying. Like I give or take, whatever.
I don't hate her. She's a bad actress. She only makes like one expression.
How about Simu Liu as Han Solo?
Yeah, Simu Liu.
Oh,
Simu Liu, Han Solo.
Honestly,
lock it in. Lock it in right now.
Because then we can just take pictures with Philip Chan and say we know Simu Liu. You know? Like, hey, you know?
I'll just pick any Asian off the screen and just think of it. Me and Simu Liu. Some fucking 8-year-old Asian woman.
If any of you guys are watching the studio, the show on Apple, but they have a really great episode about colorblind casting where they're doing a Blake movie, and they have a completely diverse family. And then they're like, ooh, is it racist that Mr. Blade is black? And they're like, you would like me. And they're like, well, how did you find out? And they start going around. And then they realize that by casting with Sandra Oh as his wife, that he could be married to a black woman. And they're like, and they go through all of these loopholes of these like hoops of, oh, how do we not look racist? How do we not look racist? And it ends with them just it shows how racist they are by going through every step to not look racist. And, and because it exists, you can tell that they're self-aware to a certain extent. It's almost like people who like play Starfield and have like a rant about pronouns. People are like, oh, do we look foolish? Could we backtrack that a little? Should we stop making that our ideology so we don't look like
Have you guys seen that one video? I don't know if FNT reacted to it or not, but how they cast the Odyssey movie. It came out about 2 weeks ago.
Humans have escaped
Oh my god!
Is this in the bottle?
No, it's right here. Here, let me share my screen. This is gold right here because it puts it into perspective of how broken all this is. So you see, I can't remember. You guys haven't seen this yet?
Oh,
this is phenomenal. Okay, this is fantastic. All right, here we go.
All right, well, it's 2026, and casting for movies is more of a business decision than an art decision. And even though this strategy has been disproven like 10 years ago, it's still going to take us like 20 years to figure it out. What strategy? Thank you for asking. The strategy that if you want to get gay and Asian and black and white people to watch your movie, you don't actually need to cast gay and Asian and black and white people so they feel represented. You just need to make a good movie. All right. The audience has made it pretty fucking clear by now that all they care about is good content. They don't really care about political correctness and representation and casting, especially if that political correctness and representation and casting comes at the expense of authenticity or quality of the movie. Exactly, but since we care more about the advertisers and the customers... All right, let's get it. All right, do we have any women representation in there? Yes, and have. Beautiful. That probably makes up for any bad female casting we have. All right, moving on. Charlie Theron. Awesome. Well, but seriously, you can stop. God, please stop. Black representation. Yes. Lupita. I said black, not Mexican, but you could probably. What's her last name? It's I'm not even gonna try. Oh, she's black. Okay, excellent. Who's she gonna play? I was thinking the most beautiful woman of all time, but then I thought the most beautiful woman of all time probably doesn't have hair. It's too bad this Lupita chick has hair. You're gonna love what I have to tell you. Men. Boo. Boo. Right.
You're going to judge us? You get all your ideas from comic book villains?
Elliot Page. That could work. Plus, the director, I believe, has worked with Elliot Page in the past, so there's like a connection there. Has he worked with Elliot? Yes, in Inception, or well, I guess that would have been Ellen Page. So. Is that the same person? Or I don't know. All of it confuses me. And who is this 84-pound no-muscle man going to be playing? Achilles, the greatest Greek warrior of all time. That tracks. Rapers? That's supposed to be rappers.
We have to get right, didn't we? You know, it's Hollywood, it always ends right. Let's do one more story before we turn it over to the public and their supers. Doctor Who. The brilliant, beautiful franchise of Doctor Who has got a wee bit of a problem at the moment. Yeah, in a minute. Are you the fucking host?
One more topic and then supers. I was like,
look, dude, you get back to fucking possums, all right? Fucking possums and getting the shit kicked out of you by emus, all right? That's your fucking wheelhouse, right, mate?
You're reacting very aggressive.
I did not forget, even though I said after this we'll go into the public. Not at all. I was just testing the audience, is what I was doing.
We were actually
Testing
we're
attention
gonna
span.
Yeah.
we were actually gonna talk about Spider Noir in the beginning, but you decided to tell a fucking possum story. So
that's true. That's where our Spider Noir time went, Chad.
Chad, you know we're cool, man. You know we're Twilight fans. Okay, we're cool. All right, so.
Which team are you? I don't know. They're both gay. Doctor Christmas special could be axed. Well, I mean, could be because there isn't any special right now. In actual fact, there isn't actually a doctor because they haven't been able to cast one. As show bosses struggle to find actor to play the once coveted role that is now a poison chalice. Doctor Who's planned Christmas special could reportedly be axed after the BBC bosses struggle to find an actor to take on the once coveted role, the sci-fi series has been paused for an extended break after ending its big-budget partnership with Disney Plus amid criticism about recent plots involving non-binary aliens, incels, even a pregnant male extraterrestrial, and also Planet, I'm not even joking here, Planet of the Racists, where the white people didn't want to be saved by the Doctor because he was black.
What is this? Peacemaker season 2?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it looks like the Doctor Who Christmas special is most likely going to be cancelled. Nothing's happened. They have no Doctor. They have no script. It looks like nothing's gone into pre-production, and we are 7 months away.
Well, I thought Billy Piper was going to be the next Doctor.
Well, that has been the response to this, is people going, well, Billy Piper can't be filming yet. And so, because she's filming, what's the Netflix series? The Addams Family one. Wednesday. Because she's filming on Wednesday, they have to wait for her to move over. It's like, yeah, but how much time do you have left? If she's already filming something else, do you go straight into yours? And you're just going to rush it? Even your best case scenario, you're going to end up with something which is rushed out the door just desperately for Christmas. And with Cutie Gatwa going on TV and going, well, my show is watched by 12 viewers, and that's why I was crying. I'm not sure that you have much faith in it.
That was
in all fairness, Cutie Gatwa was white. It's a disaster. It's an absolute fucking disaster. Russell T Davies wanted to get the Christmas special going, and then the BBC themselves said that they were fully behind Doctor Who and supporting it for. It's one of our beloved franchises. Going to support it for many years to come. We can't even get it.
Yeah, I think my favorite comment. I think my favorite comment about Cutie Gatwa's firing is when he said he was quitting because his knees hurt. It's like, well, this is the BBC.
Whoa, indeed.
Whoa. What's he trying to say, Russell? Come on, dude.
He's a part of the Sing and Swallow Boys Club.
But he goes on to say that there is probably one of the biggest reasons why they can't find a doctor is due to the fact that the doctor's going to have to take on all the baggage of the Chibnall era and the second era of Russell T Davies. And if you're an established actor, why on earth would you touch that? And even if you're an upcoming actor, the way that Shooty's been in and out, Jodie Whittaker's career hasn't been lit on fire after she's left the role of Doctor Who. In actual fact, she came back for a little cameo at the end. Didn't get any of the other doctors. They couldn't probably. No one wanted to come back.
And Cutie left for Hollywood, and have we seen anything of that? Like his massive successful career they left to do. In fact, he came back to do SNL UK, which in itself everyone was amazed got renewed for a second series because that was also flopping. And this isn't going to turn around or change because this is still being written by Russell T Davies. So it's just going to be more of the same. And in fact, if he's going out the door, he may just double down on everything because it's not going to work for him again.
Exactly.
Any question? Does anyone care?
I don't give two fucks about Doctor Who, period. So
that's weird because you're gay.
It of course is just very disappointing to see another IP that so many people have loved over the years be taken and ultimately destroyed because they can't help themselves and they want to shove identity politics into everything and they want to make a statement in every.
There it is.
And even if they were to get somebody, new for this, the ratings are the worst they've ever been for this franchise. So, okay, yeah, we do a Christmas special. Okay, well, Billy Piper's attached to it in some capacity. More than likely, it's gonna end up being David Tennant again because it was by generation. But who's watching this anymore? What's left to go back?
Nobody.
What's the future after this Christmas special? There is nothing. So why can't?
Yeah. Alienated viewers. I don't know how many people know. I have a TARDIS. I built an actual TARDIS, life-size TARDIS. I own her, right? That's how much of a big fan I was. But,
Packing movie.
Capaldi, I started to lose interest with Capaldi. Still liked, you know, some of it, but as soon as that Freddie Whittaker came in, haven't watched a single Doctor Who thing since. It's just it's dead. It's completely do not care.
I think that's pretty much the sentiment. The lowest that the ratings got to was 1.5 million.
Aww.
Yeah, and even it's crazy. There was absolutely zilch interest, and this was one of the biggest with this and Top Gear. This is rather symptomatic at the BBC, which probably Americans won't get, because obviously it's a British Broadcasting Corporation. But just around 10 or so years ago, a little bit more, the two biggest brands that the BBC had, which were worldwide phenomenons, was Top Gear and Doctor Who. And now both of them are cancelled within the space of just a decade or so.
One was cancelled, the other one was basically destroyed.
Well, yeah, Doctor Who's
they were
on all intents and purposes cancelled. It's done. Nobody's interested.
When you hear the Top Gear people talk about it, they were basically fighting off the BBC, coming out and saying you need to replace one of the hosts and stuff. They had it in for them and wanted it gone. These people don't value their...
There we go. RE5 in the books. New Game Plus. Waiting for the RE6 key from Humble Bundle. Don't know when I'm going to get that. On back order. I expected to have at least another hour of that to go. So I'm going to end the stream. Start up another one. And we'll probably hop into the first revelations. Continue listening to FNT.